in T-pose. Since we all gaming, we know what that is. And we're gonna do that love story on the arm. So starting at the wrist, starting at the shoulder, and this time we're gonna meet at the elbow joint. We're going to go back home. This time we're going to stretch the hand. Go back in. Meet up at the elbow joint. Be mindful that the forearm can take a lot of pressure, but the brachial area may not be able to. We've got some exposed, more superficial nerves and arteries in that area. After you meet up at the elbow joint, back down and stretch. This time, instead of 3 send lines, we're just going to do a center one. Again, a lot of pressure on the forearm, not as much on the brachial region. And back now. All the way up, skipping the elbow joint, back down, stretch. Bring the arm by the side, same thing, but now we're on the posterior side of things. Wrist and shoulder, palm walk to the center, palm walk back out. Stretch. And so for this stretch, I press his hand, can you guys see? Press his hand into the mat and ever so slightly put a little bit of that kinetic force towards his toes. At the shoulder, instead of just pressing down, I'm pressing it that way. So it's almost like when we do our MFR in the back, just a gentle stretching of the fascial line of his arm. Because palm down like this, if I just push in, that's not really much of a stretch. God bless you. Back to center. Back to that elbow joint. This time we go home together. And gentle little stretch. Same thing as on the anterior side. We're just doing a center line. You can feel it in between the interosseous membranes. In between the ulna and the radius on the interosseous membrane. If you're incorporating your NMT or any treatment into it, this is a great time to be like, bing! How's that? Yes. Little trigger point work. Why the heck not? Why do we have to separate Thai from the massage we already do? Why can't we make them a nice little cohesive thing? And back. I mean, if you wanted to, you could do like a deltoid squeeze there. I'm sure they won't complain. And nice little stretch. After that, hand things. So she showed us this routine, and I was like, our hand routine is so similar. If you know our Swedish hand routine, you kind of have this. So, fist into the palm. Then what's the next step? Secret handshake. But this time, instead of doing just like little hearts and 3 lines, we're going to press. There's 6 points in the hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to hit them all together. And I'm applying pressure by just leaning forward. Going back towards his wrist. I can't help but do little finger circles in the palm. We all know how good a hand massage feels. Make it count to do some lines. little line work. After that, do you guys remember the 6 points? The 5 lines on the bottom of the foot and then on the top of the foot? We're going to do the same thing. So to come out, I'm just going to ever so gently traction and jostle. The first point is going to be kind of right at the flexor crease here. Just press in. And on the fall line, straight to the pinky finger. Just pressing along. When I get to that finger, thumb circles, no traction, just like on the feet. Get to the nail, pinch and snap. Go to the ring finger. Thumb circle. Pinch and snap. Middle finger. You know, your favorite finger. Snap. Last one on the thumb. Really get in there on that thenar eminence, that thumb meat right there. Pinch and snap. Flip it over and do it again. This time on the back, just like on the top of the foot, where the wrist bends, at that extensor crease, you'll be able to feel like a little sink in, just like you did on the foot. That's where we're going. And again, it's not a lot of pressure. So you take the wrist in extension, and you just push in a little bit. And just like on the foot, how it goes in between each bone. So for the thumb, I'm going to go in between here and then hit the thumb, in between the pointer and the middle finger, hit the pointer, middle and ring, middle finger, ring and pinky, ring, all the way lateral on the edge for that pinky finger. Press in. Not a lot of pressure. Finger circle. Was it also helping refresh yesterday's a little bit? How did we all feel?
So much energy.
Yeah, when you went home yesterday?
A lot. Like all the way through the night.
Ooh, did you sleep all right? You said through the night.
No.
How's everybody
Like
else
just in the
doing?
evening hours. And normally I'm really tired.
Yeah?
Home it is.
I like that. I feel like you would like Ty a lot. You're very into energy work and intuitive treatment. Right up your alley. Anybody completely like, man, Ty is whack? Yeah, he's alright. He's not for everybody. That's completely okay.
Who said yeah?
You I did. He was like, yeah. Stuff for the birds. Well, I appreciate you coming back today, though. But if anything, you learned some cool stretches to incorporate on your table. After I finished his pinky, I went right into kind of kneading the palm as we do. We open up. See how very similar it is to our Swedish routine? Open the palm. Wrist circles. I'm not grasping his hand. My fingers are just kind of, just like on the foot. One way, the other way. Now we're going to stretch in the palm. Running out 2 fingers at a time. Back to the center. 2 fingers at a time. Every favorite finger. Full on hand stretch. things. Very similar to our Swedish, running up through each, just get a hand massage. Get to the end, we are gonna then circle each finger both directions, just like on the toes. Still gonna grab at the base one of two ways. We were shown scissor fingers, grab and pull that way. You can also do, I believe what you've all been doing is kind of holding it kind of like that type of, like you're gonna hold a rope. Either, or as long as you're tractioning at the base of this metatarsal phalangeal joint, metacarpal phalangeal joint. Everybody's back hurt after yesterday from being in weird positions. How'd your hip? That kind of hurt. But you alls. Anybody feel anything? Back? No? That's good. And the last one. That cool stretch. I learned this one a long time ago. And then they showed it to us in Thai class, and then, Thai table. And then we saw it again for the mat. And I think I honestly really like it on the mat. It works very well on the table as well. You're going to take the hands and you're going to put it next to their head so their hands are sticking away from their ears, just like this. You're going to press on the elbow and we're going to do 3 compressions. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The hand on the elbow, right above it, is going to stay in place. And we're going to push, and my trajectory, my kinetic force is going outward. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. If you're on the table or you got time, that tendinous ligamentous area in between the ASIS and the femur, you start to bend. A little pressure there. With that stretch. Just throwing some NMT in with it. After that, come up, keep the arm in the same position. We're going to do a little tricep massage. And we're just kind of like petrissage, the lifting petrissage we do on the calf, on the trapezius. Yeah. Little tug. Repeat on the other side. Questions? This one's pretty straightforward.